What's up, Fuzz? Welcome in, buddy. Welcome in. Welcome in. Yes, yes, first. Yes, yes. Give me just a minute here. I'm still finishing getting set up, but I didn't want to start too late. So, um, anyways, for anybody that's tuning in for the VOD, thank you very much. And as always, if you have any suggestions or anything you'd like to see me change, please let me know. And welcome in, Artie. Welcome in, Fuzz. Hopefully, y'all are doing good. Let's see. Everything's looking good so far. And I definitely got too wrapped up in shit and forgot to do something. Man. I gotta start making notes or something. Fucking set up the calendar on my computer. Start reminding me of shit as soon as I boot it up. Just fucking bombard me with, hey, you need to do this, fucker, reminders. Oh, Fuzz, it's all good. It's all good. It's hardly nothing. So, I really wanted to start on that other mod, but I really need to chisel away at the list on the player home. So, definitely gonna work on that this evening. And then we'll get into a little bit of gameplay. I'm not gonna try to play test any of the player home yet because if anybody here is familiar with running both the Game Pass version and the Steam version of the game, they definitely step all over each other in the content folder. I think it's shit. I can't remember what it is. And it wrecks the load order. And I have backup of the load order, but I haven't. It's an older. It didn't include the revisions I made to it today. Because I went ahead and snatched Karotic's a couple new ones. Well, actually, all three of them. Oh, shit. Let's change the screen here. So we are just messing around in the creation kit with the player home. I've made quite a bit of changes since the last time. Yeah, exactly, Fuzz. I start hopefully tomorrow. I start on some medications to Briar, welcome in. To hopefully help with that. Because one of the main issues I've been dealing with this mod in particular is the anxiety of it being so close to done. I think the idea of publishing it absolutely fucking terrifies me. So hopefully this new prescription will kind of help with that. It's a big leap for me. Unfortunately, I was raised by, and I say unfortunately in some very specific certain aspects. I was raised Gen X, where you don't talk about your problems and you just suck it up and you fucking deal with it. Well, hello and good night, Spider. I should probably still be on by the time you get up in the morning, so we'll hopefully see you then. But yeah, so today was a big step in a different direction for me. So we'll see how it goes. I'm actually kind of excited about it. So Buzz, you know exactly what I'm talking about. I'm technically by the book. Carolina, welcome in. I'm technically by the book and by the numbers a millennial. But I think more or less I probably fall into the, what do they call that? The Zennial, the Gen X millennial thing there. Um, which still is, it's slightly better, but when it comes to that aspect as far as mental health goes, but still not wonderful because, like I said, I got to, you're a man, suck it up, don't talk about it, just fucking deal with it. So, yay, the struggle. All right. I think I want to do something in here, but I also go, well, it's a makeshift bathroom with some really cleverly stolen and misplaced things. Because, it's the fleet. So I think I'm just going to leave it alone. I do want to add a little shout out to one of the streamers that kind of got me into it early on here. There's been, fortunately enough, I've managed to tie in a bunch of different little small things that people have suggested or said, hey, this would be cool. Magazine Combat Tech. No, it's probably just a material swap, so that should be all right. Yeah, I understand, Carolina. Typical Gen X. Yep. Fuzz for the. Hey, buddy, welcome in, welcome in. How you doing? Um, yeah, Fuzz, I made a comment, um, repeatedly when I was younger. I had said it in response to a really close friend. Um, she was rather concerned. Oh shit! Look at that. Now there goes the neighborhood. Cyber showed up. Everybody run. No, she had made the comment that, I needed to work on expressing and talking about my feelings, and I told her that she accused me of suppressing them. I said that, I did suppress them with a bottle. I keep my feelings suppressed by one. All right, so let's see here. Y'all, sometimes I'm not a fan of my own work when it comes to anything artsy, but I, I, I will say that I am kind of a fan of this. I think this turned out really well. Yeah, I feel like that turned out really well. We don't need this one facing that direction anymore. We need that corner lit up because that's where we're working. Yeah, I know. I was a little late. It's no big deal. Yeah, we were in the war room talking, spitballing ideas and talking about stuff, and so I need to find some way. I really like these wires, but they're not super conducive to what I wanted to, or needed here. Um, Mainly because they look so much like spark plug wires. It's like, yeah, this is me right here. How was your stream, Cyber? Was it good? Was it good? I'm good. just in case you all haven't, definitely go ahead and pop into Cyber's channel, give him a follow, and catch him when he's live. Forewarned, we are polar opposites when it comes to playing the game of Starfield, but that is absolutely the most beautiful thing about it, is we can be. And it's interesting. I enjoy watching Cyber play. So definitely, if you haven't already, go drop him a follow and catch his next stream. What is it? It's Tuesday and Saturday nights, right? Right? Did I get that right? I think so. Yeah, there we go. So, but right now we're trying to figure out how to wire up our Canadian-inspired IED for our safe that I may have went a little overboard with in securing, but I mean, it is the fleet and it's on the key, so I felt like it was appropriate. The plate up top here, that is actually a weapon rack. Pistol will go on top, and if you throw a rifle on the rack, it will place it off to the side here. So it'll take a little more adjustment to get that rifle placed where I feel is just about perfect. And if you're running anything like a drum mag on most of them, it'll clip into the chain a little bit. But you know what? If you're okay with it, I'm okay with it. But I wanted the option to be there because I felt like it was a pretty neat addition. So, let's try to find. We got to remember we want to do that. We want to do the book. We're gonna do the just the NIF of the Grunt magazine over there underneath the book that's on the toilet paper holder in the bathroom. A little shout out to DH. DH, another Starfield streamer, likes to throw a Grunt magazine in every bathroom on his ship, and I find it to be hilarious. So we're gonna do a little shout out to him doing that. And since I know Cyber's never going to use this, I had to give it, had to give him my true feelings about the UC right here. The Freestar. The Vroon's good, though. We like the Vroon here. You are right, Cyber, but I know, not everybody's going to be running Darkstar that uses this. Even though it'll be fully integrated into Darkstar, the ship services tech will be a Darkstar vendor if you have Darkstar, so. Yeah, you're not wrong, but I don't have any spray paint options for Ryujin, and I feel like, I guess I could incorporate it if I made it like a stolen sign, like it, like I could throw it up there and justify it that it was stolen, much like the Ryujin trophies that are over here that are definitely stolen, along with the Hope Tech trophies, because why not, right? Our pirate liked the finer things in life and did not care to acquire them in a unethical manner. And drugs. Apparently they like drugs. Yeah, any case, somebody that hasn't seen it, I find a bunch of humor in what I did here. I had to do the whole pen tube and the card and some spilled Aurora that's literally just blue colored rocks. That was fun to set up. And then there's this, and if you know, you absolutely know, so if you don't know, I'm sorry. Yeah, Cyber, I hear ya. Alright, so we need to find some sort of lug or something we can line up with this to convert this back to pipe or just other wire. or we look at another wire, we might be able to just sink it in there and make it look like it's, because I mean it's kind of, it's mashed up, right? It's an amalgamation, so I may very well just use, I know there's curved wire that I used over here. What is this? Cable gen ground 02. This is to wire up my little Raspberry Pi, as Green Recon called it, to run our 3D printers. Those were fun to do. That was a lot. It was a bit of work in Nifscope, to delete some things and clean it up, and that was pre-Blender days. And yeah. So yeah, and we got the most important part, our little shout out to Hijack there. So all right, let's find some wire. Cable. Then we can preview it. Sorry, the preview box is over there. Oxygen refilling station. Very nice. Oh, look. Even in Starfield, OSHA MSHA is not dead. It's a cable bridge, so you can run over like a trailing cable of a piece of equipment and not damage the cable. Ground 05. Might be able to make it work. This part about working in the kit is I can cram and hide shit everywhere. But that's too much of an arc. This is better. This is lots better. All right. Good night, Cyber. Thanks for popping in, man. We'll catch you next time. I really need to look into getting something like I've got for the controller, but for the keyboard and the mouse. Show you all what I'm actually using, just in case somebody's tuning in wants to try to learn, Creation Kit. I think you could find somebody better to learn it from, but just in case. And don't worry, I'm gonna make a little bracket to like cradle this stuff, so it makes a little more sense. And what I'm gonna use is probably like a bolt or a lug or something to make that transition look better, since it won't have a lug. It'll be buried in the safe. Does that have a square lug on it, or is it circular? It's circular. Okay, no big deal. All right. Does that really end right there? It does, doesn't it? Shit. It's alright, we'll just have to make it another piece. So that's got to come up and angle a little more. No, dumbass. 84. Oh, yeah. You know what? I'm slacking. Oh, no, I did that wrong. Ignore that. I forgot to hold shift. Alright, here's one. Eight. Whitey. I don't know how long, Carolina, you streamed lately? I know you were there for a little bit, but there's a shout out anyways. If you all get a chance, check out Carolina. She does a little, what was the last? She was playing Stardew Valley, I think, last time I caught her streaming. Or no, it wasn't Stardew Valley. It was something else, wasn't it? And then, of course, Briar Shade. If you haven't checked out Briar Shade, you're missing out. So definitely go do that. Briar's starting to branch out into streaming different games, but she's mostly a Starfield content creator also. All right, so we got that. Let's see. Yeah. So you know what? I might put a little box right there. Like what we would call in the mining industry, they call it a peckerhead. Just basically a junction box for wires. It's like a breakout box. So we might throw that there. Hide the fact those are probably all going to be a little too short. I need to find a lug or something. There you go, bro. Yeah. Like I said, after survival week's done, I'll probably carve a day into the schedule to start playing some Cyberpunk. Um, at least that's the hope. I'm not going to make any promises. You know, I could. Here's a socket. Let's see. It's a wall. That's just a holder. Coupling. It's a fucking 2-to-1 shift. There we go. So we could use that. That'll help take care of that issue. 0.17. 0.17. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. I mean, I'm definitely hoping. Like I said, I need to branch out and play a little something different. Not so much just as a streamer, but just I need to play other things, and I feel like that will really help kind of fuel my creativity when it comes to the next player home on the docket. I was gonna do Gagarin next, because it, of course, to me, there's a bunch of different lore justifications for Gagarin and Singularity to be set up there as you know, just a place of business. But I think it's gonna be Neon. This is gonna be a shocker for some. I actually kind of miss Neon at this point because I haven't been there in a minute. And for anybody that doesn't know, I absolutely fucking despised Neon for the longest time. Mainly because I had so many problems. The stuttering was horrible for me, and like made me want to vomit on a regular basis. So I just absolutely avoided it like the fucking plague. Hey, what's going on, Sweet Pea? How you doing, sweetheart? So X needs pulled back a little bit. Let's go a little more drastic. Go. And then the Z needs to come up a touch. A scooch. Yeah, that looks good enough. Thank you, Sweet Pea. Thank you, thank you, thank you. All right, let's see. Are there any material swaps for this? If not, we can. No, it's not looking like there is. No, sure not. But the best part about it is they are split materials, so we can definitely do some material swaps for these. And I might try to swap them to kind of this rough silver. Damn, I guess they lowered the need for hype train, which I'm all about. That's fine. That works well for me. All right, yeah, that looks good. Yeah, we'll take that. That works. So now, just to replicate it 2 more times, get it all positioned up just right, and then we'll throw our little box. We'll throw our little box on there. Try not to interfere with the chain at all. I may very well go ahead and do like a holder on each side. We were debating on ways of how to implement this to actually fully implement this mine. Like one of those, what is it Goose says for fuzz? Roll for advantage. You're going to have to fucking roll for not dying. You gonna move? No? Why are you being such a pain in my ass right now, CK? You're no fun. Why are you being like this? Madrox was an absolute saint with that awesome suggestion he came in here and made. last time we were decorating. Um, if I use my, I've got side buttons on my mouse. The most forward one, if I hit it while I'm clicked on the object to move it around, it cuts down the movement rate by a metric ton, and that has been beyond handy. So like if I hit Z and I click like I'm gonna drag, and then I click the side button, it moves. Well, now it's gonna make me. It's being a pain in my ass. I don't know why. Okay, so we hit Z, click, and then hold the side button, and it does that. So without the side button, it wants to do that. But if I hit the side button, it smooths it, slows it way down. That has been wonderful. Okay, so we're gonna have to do some little bit of work here because those wires are overlapping. So um, 4.5. No, that's going the wrong way. Oh no, that's no. Okay, that's not the right adjustment. 84. Okay, so that's good. Two, two. Yeah, so that's of course what we're gonna run into. So we click back into the window, Z click, other click. That's good. Y click, click. Are they still touching? Bear, 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 bear. All right. So far so good. Now we just need a box. We're gonna place our box right here. We need to. We'll do low profile, and we'll keep our lugs. So we're gonna go ahead and duplicate one of those. Welcome in, Wicked. D. Ouch. Oh, we're gonna bury most of that too, because we're only gonna have the top part exposed. Right. All right, we're gonna have a little more space in these wires. So 6. Okay, now there's full separation. I should be able to make all the lugs work. Sweet Pea, were you here last time I was working on this? You know, you're the one that made the suggestion for the contrast wall, and I greatly appreciate it. Um, I was having a hard time figuring out the wall behind me, and Green made the suggestion of doing some sort of art or having like one of the arty kind of projection or projected decals. So after I don't know 8 projected decals, that's what I ended up with. Yeah, I'm pretty happy with the way it came out too. Yeah, because I originally had the black spray painted Crimson Fleet skull up on that wall, and I mean it looked really good, and I didn't hate it or anything, but I just figured it would be too much when I ended up with this over here. I'm gonna have to move all these. I think. Well, no, it'll be all right. So we're just gonna do a small box. That'll be about half height here, just tall enough to cover right here. So let's find a box. And we're gonna look in world objects only. Preview. Click on that, and we can scroll through. Where's it at? I just passed it. Man, that looks familiar. I might know where that came from. Where I've seen that used a bunch. Ooh, ooh, ooh. That might work just fine. So 1.5, and we're gonna sink it down a little bit. These all there's a fucking blue million, but it's not changing any of them. There's a bunch of them, but what the hell? Oh shit! Oh, hell yeah, I can remove the decals. Even better. Okay, we're going to leave the little rivets. Yep, we'll take it. Oh, thank you, Wicked. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Yep. So now we just need to. You know, I was thinking about doing a bracket, but I think I'm just going to leave it be, and I need to move this wire just a touch. Oh, shit, wrong direction. Let's just Control Z that. See. Heck, oh my god. Now, let's just leave it the way it was. Be alright. We'll just move the grommet. Not too bad. I don't think I'm going to put a bracket here. I think I'm just going to leave it be because this looks, if there you look, there's like a seam down the side, which almost makes me feel like it might be metal reinforced. So that it's meant to be flexible, but rigid. You know, like you bend it into place, and that would make sense. So we're just going to leave that be. I like it. So most of the bomb is done. So that it has a flashing light. I like it. Solid idea. Okay. I'm probably gonna have to go with board, but yeah. Well, I saw it then anyway. Um, you know, I could imagine, Carolina. I could imagine. All right. It's all bulletin board stuff. Probably better try to find like a panel. Panel a little better. Console kit. Yeah. Definitely looking at the console pieces. Yeah, I think this has like an emissive, which hell, I could have just made that the entire box, and I just might. But I think that's an emissive, and if it is, I should be able to control it with a small light, because when you link a light to something that has an emissive, it will reflect the light's behavior. Let's see. Let's bring that in. Size it. See how it sizes down. Low orange matte. I should be able to make ships interior ship glow orange. Seems like it might be rendering out a little wonky because it shrank it down so far. Ooh, I don't know if it's gonna work. It looks like it's doing some weird shit because I shrank it way down. Yeah, it ain't. It folded itself up. It's all right. We should be able to. There. I can move the lugs up. I'll have to angle them a little better, but it's no big deal.